It is raining so loud that the house sounds like a drum. The door opens. Marcus walks in, wet and smiling, like nothing is wrong. He smells like a sweet flower that I do not wear. He looks up and sees me standing in the middle of the living room. I am not crying. I am not shaking. I am still like a tree that will not bend. By the wall are 2 suitcases. They are not mine. They are his. "Sarah," he says, trying to sound soft. "You're awake." I point at the bags. I do not raise my voice. I do not say many words. My mouth is dry, but my heart is clean. Can hear each beat. I can feel the air in my lungs, slow and strong. He follows my finger and stares at the suitcases. His smile breaks like thin glass. Outside, the rain beats harder. Inside, the clock ticks like a small hammer. I take a breath and say only what needs to be said. "Marcus, tonight is the night." I stop there. His face changes. And before he can speak, before he can make a joke or lift the door behind, him shivers again. A key slips into the lock. "Before we proceed, could you quickly let me know in the comment, which city or country are you watching from? And please don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more real-life stories." Let me take you back. At first, our house was warm. We had simple things. We cooked rice. We laughed at bad movies. We held hands on slow walks. I believed in us the way a child believes morning will come. I called him my always, called me his home. Then small storms began. Little lies, late nights, hushed phone calls in the hallway. He said work was busy. He said his boss needed him. He said I worried too much. Kate touched my cheek and told me I was beautiful. And for a moment, I wanted to believe that beauty could keep a promise safe. But beauty cannot hold a door closed when someone else has a key. One day, I found a lipstick mark on his shirt. It was bright as a wound. He laughed and said it was from a hug at a party. He called me silly. He made me feel small for asking. That night, I folded the shirt and put it on his chair. I did not fight. I did not scream. I placed quiet between us like a thin, clear wall. He could not see it, but I could feel it with my hands. After that, he stopped hiding. Well, he would come home smelling like a stranger's skin. He would send messages in the open, right in front of me, as if I could not read, as if I could not feel. He would dress like he was going to church and then not come back until the moon was tired. People saw us in the street and looked away. Some friends knew and said nothing. The silence in my life got heavy, like wet clothes that would not dry. I tried to hold our life together. I cooked his favorite food and placed it on the table like a soft apology for things I did not do. I smiled when my mouth wanted to break. I lay beside him in the dark, and my body was a house with no light. I counted my breaths to stay calm. 1, 2, 3, 1,000 more. I told myself I could live like this. I told myself that being loyal was the same as being okay. I told myself that if I stayed quiet, the storm would pass. But storms do not pass when someone keeps calling them back. The last straw was on a sunny day, not a rainy one. He took her to our favorite cafe. It's the one where the old man gives extra sugar with coffee. Marcus sat at our window table. He sat in the chair where I used to sit. When I walked by chance, with my shopping bag full of milk and bread, I saw them. He saw me too. He did not hide. He smiled at me. Not sorry, not shy, just sure I would keep walking. I did. But something inside me did not. I went home and stood in the quiet. I touched the walls we painted together. I placed my hand on the fridge. With our silly magnets, I looked at our wedding photo, the one with the laughing sun and the sky that looked like wide water. I listened to my own breath, slow and steady. I felt the shape of my life in my chest and saw it had shrunk to a thin line. A line so thin it could snap dot. I folded laundry, I made the bed. I opened a drawer and found the small notebook I kept for recipes. I tore out the pages about soup and rice. I wrote down numbers, instead bank numbers, taxi numbers, a lawyer's number a friend once whispered to me, just in case. I put the paper in my pocket and felt its light weight. like a seed. I began to prepare. I did not tell anyone. I saved money in a plain envelope where no one would look. I copied important papers. I took photos of bills and hotel receipts. He left on the counter as if they were nothing. I learned the sound of my own courage. It was quiet. It did not shout. It was like a small drum inside my chest, keeping time, telling me, wait. Why, when the right night comes, you will know. The right night came with rain. All day the sky was heavy and gray. By evening, the windows cried. I cooked a simple meal for myself and ate slowly, feeling each bite, letting my body know we were safe and we would be okay. I laid out 2 suitcases in the living room. I packed his clothes, the ones he cared about, the blue shirt, black, shoes, the cologne he wore for other rooms. I packed them with care, not with hate. Hate is sharp and hot. I did not want to carry it. I wanted my hands to be clean. I put the house key he gave her on the table. How did I get it? He dropped it last week, drunk with pride. He thought it was his car key. He laughed. I held it for a long time that night, feeling its teeth. A key is a small thing that can open big pain. I placed 3 things by the suitcases. His key, the taxis, money, and a note with 1 sentence. This home will not hold your lies. The clock ticked. The rain spoke. I stood and waited. My legs did not shake. My eyes did not burn. I thought of the girl I used to be, the girl who made warm food and believed warm food could fix cold hearts. I said goodbye to her in my mind. I told her she did well. I told her I would take it from here. Then the door opened. Marcus stepped in, smelling like a sweet flower that is not mine. He brought the outside storm with him. He saw me. He saw the bags. He swallowed a lie like a stone and could not get it down. The room felt big, and I felt bigger than the room because I was not afraid anymore, Sarah, he said again. But now his voice was thin. I pointed at the suitcases. Tonight is the night. The clock ticked once, twice. Then came the sound. A new sound over the rain. Soft metal kissing metal. A second key slid into our lock from the other side of the door. Click, the handle began to turn. The door opens. For a moment. I think the rain has stepped inside. She is wet from head to toe, her hair sticking to her face, her perfume fighting the smell of rain. She freezes when she sees me. Her eyes flick to the suitcases, then to Marcus, then back to me. I can almost hear the question in her head. Why? Is she still here? Marcus stumbles, his lips parting, but no sound comes out. I step aside so the doorway is clear enough for her comfort, but because I will not stand in anyone's shadow tonight. The rain behind her is heavy, yet the silence between us is heavier. Sarah, I can explain, Marcus says, his voice small. I turn my head slowly. My face calm, but my chest is a storm that I control now. No need, I reply, my words steady. She's here. You're here, your bags are ready. The woman shifts on her feet, her wet shoes squeaking against the floor. She looks away, like she's searching for a wall to disappear into. Marcus moves toward me, but I step back. My hands do not tremble. My voice does not rise. You thought I would never leave, I tell him. You thought I would stay here, keeping your secrets, feeding your lies. But I'm done being the quiet in your storm. He tries to smile, that same smile he wore at the cafe, the one that used to melt my anger. But tonight, it is nothing. His charm is an empty glass, and I will not drink from it again. The woman glances at him, and in that look, I see everything every late night, every whispered call, every time he chose her over me. She isn't my enemy. It's just a mirror, showing me the truth I refuse to see. Marcus reaches for my arm, but I step back again. Don't, I say. My voice is quiet, but he stops as if I shouted. I pick up the envelope containing taxis, money, and hold it out to him. Go wherever you like, just not here. The woman finally speaks, her voice barely more than a whisper. Maybe I should go. I cut her off with a small shake of my head. No, you both leave together. It's what you've been doing all along. Marcus's jaw tightens. You can't just throw me out. This is my house too. I feel the words in my bones before I speak them. No, Marcus, this was our home, but you left a long time ago. Tonight, I'm just making it official. The clock ticks behind me, steady. And sure, my heart beats in time with it. Hi. Pick up the key from the table, the one he gave her. Hi. Place it in his hand, folding his fingers over it. You left this behind, I say. His mouth opens like he might apologize, but I see it now. Even if he says the words, they will be empty. I have been hungry for truth for too long to eat from an empty plate again. I turn away from him, walking to the window. The rain outside is heavy and wild, but I no longer feel trapped by it. I feel free. Behind me, the woman steps closer to him. Marcus, she whispers, as if asking what to do. He doesn't answer, and then without looking back, I hear the sound I've been waiting for. The wheels of the suitcase rolling across the floor. The door opening. The rain swallowing them both. I close my eyes and let the sound wash over me. I think I will remember it forever. Not as the night I lost him, but as the night I found myself. The rain had slowed, but inside, the air still felt heavy. Marcus was gone. The echo of the suitcase wheels still lingered in my ears. The quiet was sharp, like broken glass under bare feet. I was about to sit down when the knock came. I opened the door and there she was, Maya, my best friend. The one who never liked Marcus. The one who had told me again and again that love should not feel like this. She didn't even wait for me to speak. She stepped inside and pulled me into her arms. Oh, Sarah, she whispered, her voice breaking. I got your message. So sorry, but I'm also relieved. You're finally free. Her hug was warm, steady, so different from the cold way Marcus had touched me for years. I let myself sink into her arms for a moment, breathing in her familiar scent of vanilla and coffee. When we sat down on the couch, she took my hands in hers. I've wanted to say, leave him so many times, she said softly, but I knew you had to see it yourself. I looked at her through tired eyes. You did say it. I just didn't want to listen. You loved him, she said simply, and love makes us blind sometimes. We convince ourselves that a few good moments make up for all the bad ones. But you, Sarah, you deserve more than crumbs. You deserve the whole loaf. Her words hit me hard, but they didn't hurt. They felt like truth. I'd been too afraid to admit to myself. Maya reached into her bag and pulled out a small thermos. Chamomile tea, she said with a little smile. For tonight. And tomorrow morning, you're coming to my place. No arguments. I almost laughed. And what will we do there? Breathe, she said. Eat good food. Watch terrible movies. And start figuring out what you want now. Not what Marcus wanted. Not what anyone else wants. Just you. For the first time all night, I felt the weight on my chest lift a little. Wasn't gone, but it wasn't crushing me anymore. Maya squeezed my hand. You're stronger than you think, Sarah. And when you forget that, I'll remind you. I didn't answer. I just leaned my head on her shoulder and let the silence be soft for once. Outside, the rain faded into a gentle drizzle, almost as if the sky knew the storm was over, and maybe so was mine. I used to think loving someone meant holding on, no matter how much it hurt. But I've learned that love without respect is just slow poison. The night I let Marcus go was the night I set myself free. And here's the truth. Choosing yourself isn't selfish. It's survival. So if someone makes you feel small, remember this. You're not hard to love. They're just not big enough to hold you.